Hey everybody, my name is Mr. Francy and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Today we are continuing on with my favorites and least favorites of the last 12 months, and I'm very excited to present favorite series. Woohoo! My top 5 favorite series. We are going to do a countdown. It's going to be extremely fun. Alright, so the way that I calculate my favorite series all comes down to mathematics, basically. I take every single book in that series that I have read and add together all of the star ratings I gave them, divide that total by the amount of, it would be if I gave every book 5 stars, and then divide that by 100 to get a percentage. That percentage equals my approval rating, and my approval rating determines the top 5. So, let's begin. Coming in at number 5, we have a tie between Secrets and Scrabbles by Josh Lanyon and Poppy McAllister Mystery Series by Libby Klein. So, both received 80% approval ratings from me. Let's begin with the Secrets and Scrabbles series by Josh Lanyon. This has been a very interesting journey for me so far, having nothing to do with the fact that I'm still waiting on book 6, let alone book 7. If you've been watching my videos, you know what I mean. The wait is real. Come on, Josh Lanyon, I need the next one. Alright, let's go through star ratings. Book 1, Murder at Pirates Cove, received 3 stars. Book 2, Secret at Skull House, received 5 stars. Book 3, Mystery at the Masquerade, received 5 stars. Book 4, Scandal at the Salty Dog, received 4 stars. And Book 5, Body at Buccaneers Bay, received 3 stars for an overall total of 80%. Okay, I'm going to put my favourite cover up on the screen. Let's put Book 3 up there, Mystery at the Masquerade. This is Book 3, but it's my favourite cover, so let's celebrate the cover while we celebrate the series. Okay, premise of this series is that we follow a man by the name of Ellery, who has been bequeathed a bookstore by his grandmother, I believe, who passed away. And this series is set in Pirates Cove, and yeah, it's a series that I absolutely love. This is the only cozy mystery series on this list, and also the only cozy mystery series I've read so far that has a male protagonist, and also a male protagonist who just so happens to be gay. It took me a while to get into book 1. There was a whole lot of backstory and, well, ground-laying stuff that we kind of had to deal with in the beginning. By the time we got to the mystery, wasn't really interested in it, but I received enough to want to keep going, and I'm glad I did, because books 2 and 3 both received 5 stars. Book 4 was mostly fine. It got 4 stars. Book 5 really didn't work for me, but it was mainly due to the theme. Body at Buccaneers Bay was a cold case. Not really a fan of cold cases, to be honest, so it didn't work. I am waiting for Lament at Loon Landing. Josh Lanyon, I'm waiting. No, I have a lot of love for Josh Lanyon. Deservedly so, making this list. Coming in at equal 5th place is the Poppy McAllister Cozy Mystery Series by Libby Klein. Alright, let's go through star ratings. Book 1, Class Reunions Are Murder, received 3 stars. Book 2, Midnight Snacks Are Murder, received 4 stars. Book 3, Restaurant Weeks Are Murder, received 5 stars. Book 4, Theatre Nights Are Murder, received 4 stars. Book 5, Wine Tastings Are Murder, received 4 stars. Book 6, Beauty Expos Are Murder, received 4 stars. And Book 7, Antique Auctions Are Murder, received 4 stars. Just a little heads up, actually, let's put the book on the screen that I'm choosing, which is Restaurant Weeks Are Murder. Will represent this one because it's had the biggest rating from me. I'm either rounding up or down. If any of the books in any of the series received a 0.5, I'm eliminating the 0.5. It's just too much for the mathematics for me. So if it received 4.5 or 3.5, I'm just docking the 0.5 to round to the nearest whole star. Okay. All right. This series started off with an incredibly bumpy ride for me. Book number 1, Class Reunions Are Murder, just really did not work for me. Poppy McAllister, our protagonist, is opening up a bed and breakfast in book number 1 that she's going to run with her Aunt Ginny and her Aunt Ginny's best elderly friends, who are collectively called the Biddies. So Yeah, in book 1, we get to know Poppy. Poppy is plus size and she's put down a lot for her weight. I did not appreciate that at all and almost DNF'd the series, but I was encouraged by a lot of people to pick up book number 2, Midnight Snacks on Murder, which was a massive improvement. And so I did continue on. Midnight Snacks on Murder getting 4 stars, and the very next book, which is the one displayed here, Restaurant Weeks on Murder, got 5 stars, and the rest all got 4 stars. So I grew to love the series over the course of time. If you are someone who does not like the idea of fat shaming at all, I'm going to recommend something that I've never done before. If you're not a series purist, skip book 1 and start with book 2. I feel like book 1 and 2 are completely different. They have the same characters, but the tone and feel of books 2, 3, 4, 5, and however many there are, books 2 to up to date, are completely different to the tone of book number 1. So feel free to skip that first one if you think that will affect you. But yeah, overall, an approval rating of 80%. I grew to love the series over the course of time, so I'm glad I kept reading and can't wait to read the next one. I didn't even know what the next one's called. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Continuing on. Coming in at number 4 is the Del Toro Quest series, which I don't have all of the books for, unfortunately. The Del Toro Quest mystery series is a middle grade fantasy series by Emily Rodder, and this series received an approval rating from me of 82%. Let's take a look at the books I do have. Book 1, Forests of Silence, I gave this book 4 stars. Book 2, The Lake of Tears, I gave this book 4 stars. Book 3 is City of Rats, or City of the Rats, and I gave this book 4 stars. Book 4, you saw in my last video, the favourites by genre, The Shifting Sands, I gave this book 5 stars. Book 5, Dread Mountain, I gave this book 4 stars. The rest of the books I don't have on me. Book 6 we'll put on the screen, The Maze of the Beast, 4 stars. Book 7, The Valley of the Lost, 4 stars. Book 8, Return to Del, 4 stars. Okay, so yeah, a big part of the reason why this series is placed where it is in 4th place is because the majority of the series received 4 stars and only one received 5 stars. Now, I've said this to people a lot and I'll continue to say it, well, I will in a moment actually. Let's put up a pretty cover. Okay, let's go with The Valley of the Lost, which is book number 7. I gave it 4 stars, not my favourite of the series, but I like the cover. So we'll go with that one to represent it. Okay, I have been saying for a while now, 4 stars is not a horrible rating. So the way that I rate books, or my star ratings, the way I look at them objectively, is 1 star is just horrible. Why did I continue reading this? I thought it would get better and it just didn't. It's horrible. 2 stars is, look, on the whole, I did not enjoy it, but it had 1 or 2 redeeming qualities. 3 stars is it's an average read. 4 stars is I liked it. 5 stars is I absolutely loved it. So 4 stars I still liked. And the majority of these books got that. The basic setup for this entire series is that we follow a prince by the name of Leaf. Leaf goes through a coronation, receives a belt known the Delta Beltora. It is meant to have 7 gemstones on it, forged by the magical beings of the surrounding communities, and the belt is there but the gems are stolen. So in every book we follow Leaf, his servant Barda, and they meet a girl by the name of Jasmine in book 1, and the 3 of them together are trying to track down every single gem, without which they will not be able to put the belt back together and defeat the evil Shadow Lord who's taken over Deltora. I really enjoyed my time with this series. They're all extremely short novellas, so if you're looking for something short, something middle grade-y that's still friggin' amazing, I'm sorry, but it is, for a middle grade series, it is amazing. I highly recommend the Del Toro Quest series by Emily Rodder. And now for my top 3 series. Number 2 and number 1 might actually surprise you. We will see. Time will tell. Coming in at number 3, however, is the Spellford Cove mystery series. And I need to give a very big shout out to Jessica, who has the channel Lady Lovestead Reads. Jessica, I have you to thank for this fantastic series. If you love fantasy, if you love cozies, or even just either genre, please pick up the series. You won't regret it. And then go and thank Jessica. Even if you saw the recommendation here, thank Jessica, because without her, I wouldn't have known about this amazing series. All right, let's go through the book, shall we? Book 1, Witching Flower, received 4 stars from me. Book 2, Double Double Tartan Trouble, received 5 stars. Book 3, A Baker's Coven, received 4 stars. Book 4, With a Charm on Top, received 5 stars. Book 5, Icing on the Curse, received 4 stars. Book 6, Bread and Bewitching, received 5 stars. Yes. And book 7, Proof is in the Potion, received 4 stars. It is literally a pattern. 4 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. And it was incredibly consistent all the way through. So I loved every book. I liked every book at least. And most of them I absolutely loved. Alright, the book that will be representing this series will be... you know what, I'm going to go with book 1 because I love them all, but The Witching Flower, book number 1 in the series. I love them all. All of the covers in this series are absolutely adorable. So, yeah, they really are. Alright, so the premise of this series is that we follow Robin. When the book opens up, we find out that Robin was adopted out when she was first born. She doesn't really know her blood parents. Her mum then dies, her blood mother dies, and she sent a letter from her blood auntie, who she's never met, asking her to come to Spelford Cove because her mother has bequeathed her a bakery that she ran. So Robin goes down to Spelford Cove to see what she wants to do, to keep running the bakery or not to, and decides ultimately to end up staying. She learns a secret about herself and her father along the way. She finds out that her father is one of the most powerful magic people in the whole world, and she has magic as well. She is a kitchen witch, so she can influence the ingredients in her cooking via her magic, which has a positive effect on the customers that she has. But she also has some other magical abilities that she shares with other family members, but also magical abilities that she has only for herself that others don't have as well. So we come to find a lot out about Robin on the fantasy side of this cozy series, but on the cozy side, it is extremely cozy. Robin's bakery is extremely cozy, that setting, and Robin's family are just fantastic. She has a very quirky grandmother who I love so much for how quirky she is, and her cousins are extremely loyal and very different as well, which I do appreciate. Both Emma and Elsa, they're very different types of sisters, but the three of them are very loyal to one another and help each other through a lot of different things. It is an amazing series. I highly recommend it. Now, I did say earlier that you may be surprised at number 2 and number 1. Let's see if I was right in assuming that you may be surprised. Coming in at number 2 with an overwhelming approval rate of 94%. I mean, you need to be close to perfect with your ratings from me if you're going to get 94%. Is probably not surprisingly that I got that, but surprising that it's coming in second place, the Amish Candy Shop series by Amanda Flower. So did it surprise you that it came in at number 2 and not number 1? Do you know what number 1 is? Think about what your guess would be for that now. Let's discuss Amish Candy Shop. I've discussed it that many times that seriously, I've discussed it to death, but let's do it anyway. Alrighty, here we go. Book number 1 is Assaulted Caramel. I gave this book 5 stars. Book number 2, Lethal Licorice, 5 stars. Book number 3, Premeditated Peppermint, 5 stars. Book number 3.5, Criminally Cocoa, I gave this book 5 stars. Book number 4, Toxic Toffee, I gave 4 stars. Book number 4.5 is Botched Butterscotch, and I gave that book 4 stars. Book number 3.5, 4.5. Book number 5, Marshmallow Malice. I gave this book 4 stars. Book number 5.5 is Candy Cane Crime. I gave that book an overwhelming 5 stars, and it got a shout out recently. Book number 6, Lemon Drop Dead, got 5 stars. And book number 7, Peanut Butter Panic, got 5 stars. And Amanda Flower has just very quickly become one of my all-time favorite female authors. So, let's put up... which one? shall we put up? I do love them all. They're all beautiful in their own way. But we've put up a salted caramel lot. So you know what? Let's put up Lemon Drop Dead. I do love this cover. I love the gazebo and the pig out the front and all the the yellow and blue around the gazebo. So we'll use Lemon Drop Dead as the representative. All right. So, premise of this series is that we follow a girl by the name of Bailey King, or a woman by the name of Bailey King. She is a well-known, well-renowned chocolatier from New York City. She moves to Harvest, Ohio, Amish country, to assist her grandmother and grandfather, who run an Amish candy shop, hence the title of the series. The first night, because her grandfather's deathly ill. The first night when Bailey goes to bed, she wakes up because she can't sleep, goes downstairs into the store to find that a man is dead and a knife is sticking out of his back. The knife that was used to kill him was a knife that Bailey used earlier that day to cut up candy, so Bailey is the number one suspect, and the store, Swissman Sweets, the candy store, will not be able to open again until the mystery is solved. So, plenty of motivation for Bailey to try and solve the mystery. A couple of things to cover with this one. If you have not picked up this series for fear that it is an Amish series, please know it is not doused in Amish culture. Most of the time when Amish stuff comes up, it only comes up to make a comparison. Like in the Englisher world, non-Amish world, this may be the case, but in the Amish world, it is this way. And it's just a quick comparison and then we move on. If you have not picked up this series because you think it may not be cozy enough, please allow me to tell you it is extremely cozy. If you love culinary fiction, you will love this series because every single book has something to do with some kind of a candy, and oh my gosh, it's so fantastic. The characters are all completely different, ensuring that there's going to be a character that everyone loves, and I have many that I love. And when was the last time, can I just ask you, when was the last time you read a series, if you have not read this series, where one of the main characters was a pig? If you've read a series where the main character is a pig and it's not this one, let me know in the comments below. Jethro is a star, not only within Harvest, Ohio, but outside of it as well. I don't know any readers that don't love Jethro in this series. I love this series so much, and as I said, I gave it a total of 94% approval rating. So, my dear friends, if the Amish candy shop came in at number 2, then what, pray tell, came in at number 1? What in the world could be better for Mr. Francy than the Amish candy shop series? Well, my friends, if it's going to beat a 94% approval rating, it needs to be extremely high, and this series is so far for me. So far, this series comes to you from me with a Mr. Francy approved 100% approval rating. And that is the Haley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series by Lee Hollis. Book number 1, Death of a Kitchen Diva, 5 stars. Book number 2, Death of a Country Fried Redneck, 5 stars. Book number 3, Death of a Coupon Clipper, 5 stars. Let's put up Death of a Country Fried Redneck to represent what I've read so far. I've only read the first 3. Good news is I'm buddy reading as many of the books as I can next year. If you'd like to join me, it is a Discord buddy read. Link to my Discord is in the description. Alright, so the basic setup of this one is that we're following Haley Powell, who is a single mother of children and a dog. And she is a writer. She writes a weekly, I think, food column that I absolutely love. Basically, in this column, she will write like a bit of a blog about what's going on in her day. To give you an example, she might be writing in this blog, "It was such a cold night and my car wasn't working, so I had to walk all the way home, and by the time I got home my teeth were chattering and I was chilled to the bone." And then she'll say something like, "So I knew exactly what I needed. I needed my famous midnight cocoa, and here is the recipe so you can try it yourself." And then she'll go on to give the recipe. These columns give me so much life. I love it. So Lee Hollis is the pen name given to this brother-sister authoring duo. Recently, I was updated in a comment, so thank you very much to that subscriber who left this comment for me to notify me that Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm had actually done an interview with Lee, who is the brother in this brother-sister writing duo, Hollis being the sister. And in that interview, I learned a number of things. One of them being that Hollis writes the columns and Lee writes the series. I just absolutely love it. I'm not going to say any more other than that, other than to say, if you are anything like me, and you choose your cozy mysteries based on the coziness of the series, you cannot go past this series. It is the single most extremely cozy series that I have come across, and I love everything about it, from the cozy side, including the mystery side, and everything else in between. But it is extremely, extremely cozy and such a fantastic read. Feel free to come along and join our buddy read. Now, a little quick info update about the buddy read is that in January, I'm giving everyone the chance to catch up. So if you have not started this series yet, you have between now and the end of January to read the first 3 books. And then in February, so the third book being Death of a Coupon Clipper, in February, we will be reading book number 4, in March, book number 5, and so on and so forth. And I simply cannot wait. So there you go. That is it. Those are the top 5, 6 if you include the 2 that came equally fifth, series that I have read according to my approval ratings and all of that mathematics with my ratings for the last 12 months. What were the top 5 series that you read in the last 12 months?